Welcome to the Brazil International Talk Show. I'm Suzanne Thorson, and today we will meet the new president and vice president of the Brazilian Business Group. In fact, our co-host, Mr. Aloysio Vasconcelos, is the founder of BBG, Brazilian Business Group. I'd like to ask Aloysio to provide a brief history regarding the founding of this institution. Aloysio, please give us the pleasure. Unmute your microphone.
Please, okay. It's always a pleasure to be here and to speak with you, Suzanne. And the Brazilian Business Group was led by me, but with a group of people 15 years ago, having as the main purpose to integrate the Brazilian community in South Florida and the American community, our host. And since then we grew, and we also have today our mother company, which is the Brazil International Foundation, and with same purpose, but more broad in the operational side. And we are here for many years, we hope.
That's good. And I'm Suzanne Thorson. Yes, thank you. And I'm Suzanne Thorson, founder and creative director of Brazilian Beat, performing arts company. And per coincidence, I'm also on the event committee for the Brazilian Business Group. So we are all members and all volunteers of this amazing institution. I'd like now to introduce Ms. Elizabeth Alderete and Mr. Leonardo Rezende. They will have approximately 20 minutes, okay, to walk us through today's topic. And then after, we will have a Q&A. Welcome, Elizabeth. Welcome, Leo.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you. I feel at home, BBG home family here today with Aloysio, Leo, you. Very nice to be here.
So can you walk us through a little bit, what is BBG? What are your plans as the new president, the next events? Can you walk us through a little bit?
Yes, I have a little presentation in PowerPoint. So let me talk a little bit. So Aloysio is already our founder, she already said that. It's in 2006. So in September, we are being like 15 years. So it's a great event, it's a great date. And BBG is to grow and contribute with the main purpose of BBG. So the right place to be in a party, and it comes down in the building strong business and relationships So I believe we are a safe haven for entrepreneurs and professionals who want to do business and grow to the American market, create lasting relationships, and stay well informed. We have our new board. I'm the new president, and Leonardo Rezende is the vice president. But also we have Luiz Vasconcelos, Apali Coradin, Andrea Faria, Fernando Melo, Joe Gomes, Maria Ravani, Marina Couto, Mônica Ribeiro, Pierre Tachereau, Russell Weaver, Sabrina Torella, and Vera Schaefer. So we have a big team working and with BBG and with our members. We have our calendar. This is our calendar for the second semesters. We have some events now in person and online. The biggest event we had in October for is investments in the United States. Is an event was bringing to people wants to invest here, and most Brazilians. This event was in Portuguese, and it's a 3 days, 26, 27, and 28 in October. But now in November 6, we're gonna have our luncheon celebration. It's gonna be a feijoada in Shima. So I invite everyone. It's gonna be a big, big celebration for our 15 years. And we're gonna have also a show with a Brazilian beat. So I think it's gonna be amazing, fantastic. And also in November, we're gonna have our Brazil-Florida Summit in Fort Lauderdale. I love the Brazilian Summit, it's very good. And we're gonna have a celebration. We're gonna celebrate the 15 years with these events. And also we have the BBG Business Exchange. It's like a mastermind program. We can exchange ideas and experience between members. And also in December, we're gonna have BBG Open Doors. So this is our calendar for the end of the year. And to celebrate the 15 years of BBG, we did a little video with some events. We have a lot of events. If I put all the events, it's gonna be 1 hour video, but we have some pictures, some members. It's a very nice short video to celebrate and to enjoy the 15 BBG years, 15 years. Yes.
Excellent.
It's a nice video, huh? I think it brings a lot of memories, huh, Luísio?
Aloysia, unmute your mic.
A little bit and a lot of work.
Oh yes, always. Talking about work, we try to connect and get the most information and connections and integration between our members. So inside of BBG group, we have our committees, and we have a committee of events. If Suzanne is being a part of our committee, we have a business development, the BBG welcome, and the young professionals. You're gonna talk a little bit later about this because I love this new young professionals committees. A lot of bring new ideas to our group. So I want to present our website, www.brazilianbusinessgroup.com, and I ask you to everyone sign up to our website to receive our agenda and everything. So I think this is a little short presentation. We have a lot to talk about BBG.
No, it's actually your microphone. Thank you. You know, I don't know about you, but for me, Brazilian Business Group is a big family. It has been really so important in my life here in the United States, besides on my career. Was when I could get back in touch with people from my own country, and we can help each other on this process to adapt in a new country. So I'm very thankful for the institution, and I don't know how's your experience, but for me, it's a life-changing after I got in BBG. So now we would like to introduce our Vice President, Leonardo Rezende. And for what I understand, Leo is going to walk us through the young, how's the name of the young
professionals. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Aloysia. It's a great pleasure to be here. Elizabeth explained a little bit about BBG. You know, this group has been here for over 15 years and literally changing lives, like Suzanne mentioned. You know, it's a great pleasure to be nominated Vice President by Elizabeth. We have a lot of work to do and new ideas are coming. We're trying to change some of the format of the meetings, you know, and one of the new things that we're going to be bringing out is called Young Professionals, BBG Young Professionals. Our goal is to get some of the younger crowd to get more involved in the business setting. This will be a happy hour style event, which is always fun, and focus on young entrepreneurs, you know, business owners that want to meet at a place and talk shop. Also college students, you know, it could be a good way for them to transition from the school life to the work life by being introduced to these networking events and meeting possible employers. It's also a great opportunity for the current BBG members to motivate their younger employees, their younger staff, you know, to get them to come out to the networking events, to talk about their business, meet new people. So we're very excited about the Young Professionals event. We're going to be launching the first one later on this year, and we hope, you know, that it's going to help connect the younger crowd, the younger Brazilian American crowd to BBG, which is a great group that I'm sure that they'll be benefiting from.
Leo, let me comment one thing. In fact, it's fresh air for us as well, because, you know, when you're already entrepreneur for a while, you kind of tend to be on the same page, when we have fresh air like that of new entrepreneurs, I think it's a win-win situation.
That's for sure. You know, the idea is to get the new ideas to be, you know, mixed together with the experience that's coming from being around for a long time. But what you mentioned makes perfect sense. You know, we're going to be bringing fresh new blood into this group, new ideas, new events, and I think that we all benefit from it.
So that's really the core of Brazilian Business Group. For what I understand, like I have been a Brazilian Business Group member for a while. So I have a question first. So usually we speak Portuguese there, but there are coming more and more Americans, right, to join and to be able to benefit of the commercial like side. Because that's what we want to generate business. So we started to have meetings in English as well. So what is your perspective now, from now on, now that Elizabeth as president and U.S. vice president, which is going to be the language on the meetings, or it alternates? Can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure thing. That's one of the big differences between BBG and other Brazilian networking groups. Our goal is to really integrate both communities, you know, both cultures. And by doing alternative language meetings, we get everybody involved. You know, we do have many members that are Americans. We are very involved in the local chamber of commerces, whether it's, you know, Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, and they have been joining our meetings because they see the great potential to doing business with Brazilians. You know, we're a huge part of the South Florida community here, and the business exchange has been beneficial for both the American community and the Brazilian community. So I think language is key to the meetings, and we have been doing alternative events, and it has been working really well so far.
Great. Also, our kids and grandchildren, in case of some people, they are already born here, so they are Americans, like Brazilian Americans. And I think that this transition is very important as well, because our kids that were educated here. Were you educated here, Leo?
I was, yes. I was blessed to have come to this beautiful country at the age of 11 years old. So I grew up here pretty much, went to school, went to college here. So I definitely understand how important it is to have this place where we can all meet and transition, share our culture with, you know, our children and grandchildren, to, you know, to express the Brazilian way of doing business and our culture, you know, so we keep that tradition going forward.
Okay, yeah. Brazilians are always very friendly, right? So we try to mingle with everyone. But before we go for the Q&A, I would like to hear a little bit of each one of you. I will first ask Elizabeth Alderete that besides president, you're a real estate like agent, right? Can you speak a little bit of what you do? Because that's what we do at BBG. We
Okay.
exchange, we refer each other, right?
Yes, so I'm a real estate agent. I have my company called Invest Brazil USA. So I work with residential, commercial, business franchise, and I work with a lot of Brazilian investors. So this is the reason, like a few years ago, when a friend of mine introduced me to BBG, and I fall in love because BBG makes me grow so much as a person and as professional. And I wish when the second time, when I moved to Florida in 2009, I wish I was introduced to BBG in that time, because all the quality of the professionals and the entrepreneurs, my life is going to be so much easier about that. And I have a comment about the last question. When I came here, my daughter was 9 years old. So now we have like a second, third generation of Brazilian immigrants. And today she has 20 years and she's in college. She's a junior student. And in her college in UCF, they have a Brasa. I heard about that because that. And this is the reason we became with the young professionals, because almost, I don't say every college, but a lot of universities here and colleges has this Brasa Club. And it's a club for Brazilian students to speak Portuguese and to talk about culture, food, sports, and everything Brazil. And they're not exclusively for Brazilians, you know. I spoke with her a few times, and they have Americans, they have a lot of Latin students, wants to learn Portuguese, wants to know about Brazil. So, and I think this is fantastic, you know. I know we have in Miami, University of Miami has a big Brasa club, and also in Orlando. So I think this is amazing, and we want to bring these students also to our committee to work with in partnership with BBG.
Living and learning, how interesting. My daughter is still in middle school, so I didn't know about the Brasa. But I think that's a great thing. Aloysio Vasconcelos also is the chairman for the Brazil International Foundation. And we have a project of a short movie, like a clip, that is going to show the new wave of Brazilians that came now, that they are entrepreneurs, all like college graduate. So it's different than the prior Brazilians that came. And each time more, I agree with you, we have been getting together with the Hispanics, with other foreigners, like here in South Florida, is such a pot, right, of cultures, that like so many cultures together, and that's super cool that like there are those clubs and that everyone can get together. I think that little by little Brazil is getting in the spotlight. You're right.
Yes, and I think this is the big difference of BBG and another networking groups, because it's Brazilians and no Brazilians. You know, it's not like, oh, we only speak Portuguese here. And in fact, I know a lot of professionals, a lot of companies wants to do business with Brazilians. We saw builders, they want to hire a Brazilian realtors because a lot of Brazilians invest in real estate in Florida. Schools hire Portuguese employees because they have a lot of Brazilian students. So we have to be connected and talk to Brazilians and no Brazilians.
I want to break the protocol here for a second. Just since I'm the oldest one and the founder, this subject deserves a lot of reflection. And we are all saying the same thing, and it's very important for us all how to do this. And we have been very lucky because in the beginning we only spoke English. And a lot of Brazilians didn't want to be there because they didn't speak Portuguese. So we started getting more Portuguese, and although we are a small organization at the time, we made a point of having an interpreter. This is new for you guys. In every session of BBG. So we are aware of this situation, but you have to preserve your own language because this is the language of the institution. I was a member of the American organizations abroad in Europe and in Brazil. Nobody spoke any other language than English, and a lot of people at the organizations, they spoke Portuguese and English. But when they went there, at the American Chamber of Commerce of Rio, at São Paulo, in Paris, they spoke English. But we have to be flexible, and we are. But we have to be very cautious, otherwise we lose our identity. Thank you.
Very interesting comment. You're right. But like with time, as we said, as we are like having here kids and grandchildren, they are already American. So little by little we go like on both sides. But very interesting. Thank you. So Leo, you're an accountant, am I right? Or can you introduce yourself professionally?
That is correct. I'm a CPA, a certified public accountant. I'm the founder and CEO of Leader Associates. We're an accounting firm based out of Boca Raton in Miami, here in South Florida. And we help individuals and businesses with their accounting and tax needs. So whether it's someone that needs help with their bookkeeping, accounting, and payroll service for their small business, or individuals that need help with their tax, whether it's domestic or international. You know, we also assist business owners with their tax needs as well, with tax planning. And we also do advisory work. So we do business valuations, we do financial projections as well, any consulting work related to business. We'll be more than happy to help anybody that needs. So we're here for you.
Thank you. Leo, a quick question. Like we have here many Brazilians that are entrepreneurs and have business here and also in Brazil. Do you also assist in both sides, or no, they have a different accountant in Brazil and you here for the US?
I'm a specialist in the US taxation. So anything that's related to the US is something that I can help with. Now, since we do have a lot of clients that are Brazilians, we happen to learn more and more of the way that they do business in Brazil in order to better assist them here. But we do have partners that are accountants there in Brazil, that whenever it's something that's out of our reach, that we can refer them to so that they can get specialized assistance, you know, when it comes to Brazilian taxation.
Awesome. I know that as real estate, Elizabeth, know that sometimes Brazilians buy properties here in US, and when they sell, they have to they withhold part of the sales like profit because of FERPTA and things like that. So I'm sure that you also guide them when they are doing some kind of business in the US.
Yep, of course. We're specialized in international taxation, so anything that's related to whether it's U.S. citizens and residents doing business abroad or foreigners that are doing business here in the U.S., like buying homes and selling homes here, we can certainly help out with the tax implications of that. And FERPTA is definitely something that's very common, especially here in South Florida.
Okay. Thank you. I'm also a real estate agent, Beth, if you don't know, but
I know.
yeah, so like that's why I asked a little bit something on your field. So now I would like to begin the Q&A. Any of you two want to say anything before, any message, or we can begin the Q&A?
For me, you can start.
I'm okay too. Yeah.
I believe I start, right? Okay. Well, it's for Elizabeth. First of all, congratulations on your recent election as president of BBG. And I imagine that your ascension in the business community has been a challenge. Can you expand on some of the issues and the difficulties and the challenges that you faced, and of course, the wisdom you have gained in overcoming them?
Okay, so like I said before, I came here in 2009. I moved to Florida with my daughter, and I wish I knew BBG at that time, because I think it's going to be so much easier to meet professionals and to talk about what I have to do here, because I think every immigrant, when you move to another place, you have to restart. It's like a reborn. You have to know a new language. You speak English in Brazil, but it's not the same. You have to learn everything, the new custom, the drive, your new professional. I did business in Brazil with marketing. I had a restaurant in Los Angeles before. I had a design and landscape company in Brasilia. So I'm an entrepreneur, but when I came here, I opened my travel agents, and it's difficult for me at that time. I got my license, my realtor license in 2013. And my friend introduced me to BBG like 6 years ago. And it's like a big change for me. It's a game change. When I start to connect with another level of professionals and companies. And I did a lot of business through BBG. I'm so glad. I learned a lot. If all the events we make, all the seminars, all the networking meetings, you always learn something new. You know, I believe in connections. I believe in create relationships. I believe create lasting relationships is a key of your success. You know, you can see if with this pandemic, the professionals and the companies survived and got through the pandemic is the one has a wide connections and the wide relationships. I think people do business with, they know, if they trust, and this is our mission through BBG. I believe I learned this from them, and I want to make the focus on that to see like a safe haven for us and for each entrepreneur. Wants to do business in the United States, wants to do business with Brazilians or no Brazilians, BBG is the right place because we can connect, we can learn with each other. This is one, we created the BBG Business Exchange, is exactly for that. It's like a mastermind program to members exchange experience and learn from each other. And the other thing I think BBG is different for other groups because it's not like exclusively for professionals. I'm a realtor, you are a realtor, and we learn a lot for each other. So it's not like, oh, can be only one realtor, one attorney, one accountant in the group, because you learn with your colleagues. Nobody here is an enemy. I think we have a market for everyone, we have space for everyone, and we can learn for each other. So I believe in that, and I believe BBG is the right group. And this is the reason I have so passionate about BBG since I met everybody there. So I'm grateful to be on part of BBG. I don't know if this is the answer you want,
no,
but
this
this is this is what I believe. You know, I believe to create networking and relationships for me.
And a
This
lot
is
of
the
partners.
right way to do business.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of partnerships start there, right? As you said, people from the same kind of field and they join together and have it gets better. Are all the members of BBG, everyone like that is on the committees, or you and Leo, everyone volunteer, right?
Yes, it's all volunteers. And we have every day we have more volunteers because people realize we're doing a good job and they say, oh, I want to be a part of this committee. Oh, I want to be a part of the welcome committee, the business development. The project for the trade show, the BBG trade show, was born in one of our committees. We're talking about how we're going to do new business, and then a member came with the idea to the BBG trade show. So a lot of ideas, a lot of great professionals, and a lot of work together. It's very good.
No, I have to compliment, since you were vice president of Andrea Faria, that also was an awesome president. You guys have been really bringing fresh air and new things and really taking to another level the exposure of the professionals, and also the integration, as you said, even worldwide, right? Last business exchange that we had, there were people from Great Britain, London, from
business connect, worldwide connection.
Yeah,
It's
there
another
were
program
people from everywhere. So Brazilians living in all parts of the world that can help each other.
Yes, but you know, this is only because it's possible because we have, did you saw our board members and our members? So we can do amazing things because you have amazing members.
Everyone helps, right? Everyone contributes. Aloysio, I have the impression that you wanted to say something, or no? Okay, so it was a long.
Not at this point.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Beth. Can you provide your perspective on how Brazilian businesses can collaborate in South Florida for mutual benefit?
Okay, I think I already told about that, but we saw Brazilians moving here and investing here every day. I receive phone calls from Brazilians, oh, I plan to move to South Florida next year, but I want to learn something, I want to buy a business. And like I said, the builders are hire Brazilian professionals, the schools, the hospitals, because we have Brazilians. We are a strong community here in South Florida. And like I said before, we are not like the first, we were second, third generation. Our kids are going to college, are become professionals here. And we need to keep our culture, you know, you need to keep our customers, our food. I think I think people here love Brazilian food. When I bring some client who's not a Brazilian and I bring, oh, let's go to a Brazilian restaurant, let's introduce something. And they love it. You know, they love the parties, they love the culture of Brazil. So I think this is good. Like I said, we have a Brasa, we have other institutions, we have Vamos Falar Português. It's a very nice institution for our kids. I don't have, my daughter is not small anymore, but if I have a small kid, certainly I'm going to be in Vamos Falar Português to keep that. And This is the reason. And we in BBG, I saw a lot of non-Brazilians. They go in there, oh, I want to learn Portuguese. I want to do business with Brazilians. Not
And
so.
does it happen the opposite? That do you receive calls from American entrepreneurs wanting to, for example, take their business to Brazil, or he wants a connection? You know, does it happen too, or it's more the Brazilian here?
I'm working a little bit.
Now I want to talk.
Okay, sorry.
Before Elizabeth answers, okay? Because I add to this. It's Suzanne already covered, but as we grow and get more educated as a society, as a group, there are also opportunities in Brazil or in Brazil via our community. And this is something that I have been thinking about. And I'm very glad that Suzanne mentioned, so I could add to the conversation. And I would like to hear your opinion, Elizabeth.
I'm working with a client now. He wants to import sugar from Brazil. So, and in the worldwide connection, when you have with Brazilian professionals in Canada, we talk a lot about that with people, and with Australian, European wants to make business in Brazil. So I think, yes, Brazil is a great country to do business, and we have an observation as a real estate. When I spoke with some landlords and I talked about, oh, my client is Brazilian, they like it because they say Brazilians took care of a lot of the house and everything. So I have this experience in my business. So I try to spread the word. We are good people.
I agree. And now that Aloysio made this comment before you answered the question, I want to add that like Aloysio is really one that like takes us farther, because he's on the board of the Florida Atlantic University College of Arts and Letters, and he has made, that I'm aware, a connection with a college in Brazil. So they exchange a lot of things, right, Aloysio, between one. That's what we want.
Yeah, the FAU and through the School of Arts and Education has been very helpful and a good partner. The summit that we organize is basically produced by them or with them, and many other things. Also, we have an agreement with the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, and there are other aspects as well, other entities that sometimes help us. So all this through the BBG and the foundation. Actually, this is more the foundation, but BBG and the foundation is the same thing, the same players and the same objectives. So what I mean is that yes, it's important, and we have to be attentive to the changes. Today, things are one way in Brazil. Tomorrow they'll be a different way, and I like the idea that we can contribute to the business in both sides, because we have human resource. Actually, we're a huge depository of human resource, first class. Brazilians that speak English, Portuguese, and are well educated, and more than just the education, they have they lived here, so they have an experience of life of the largest country in the world. This is very important, I think.
No, thank you. Now, Leo, we are going to bring you to the scene. You were quiet there. Now we're going to attack you with questions too. So I have the first one. I wanted to ask you, Brazilians and foreigners in general need to comply with tax regulations related to their activities here in the United States. What advice can you provide to help guide them? Because I know that when you first arrive here, you're a little lost, and for sure you make mistakes. What would be your advice?
That's a great question, Suzanne. One of the things that many foreigners don't know is things change whenever they become a U.S. resident for tax purposes. So as soon as you get your green card, or as soon as you overpass a certain amount of days present here in the United States, you become a U.S. resident for tax purposes. And with that, there comes new responsibilities that the person needs to attend. They become responsible for each year on their United States tax return declaring their worldwide income. So they're not only going to be reporting what they earn here in the United States, but they have the obligation to report the income they earn all over the world. So if it's a Brazilian that has income in Brazil, whether it's investments, rental properties, or a business, all of that income needs to be reported here on the US, and they need to pay taxes on that income here as well. Now, there are certain things that they can do, such as using a credit for the taxes that they pay in those countries. So essentially, they only pay to the US if there's a difference, if the US taxes a higher rate. But regardless, that needs to be reported here in the US. So it's a worldwide taxation country. Aside from that, not only the income needs to be reported, but also financial assets. So bank accounts and investments, if they go above a certain threshold, the United States government wants to know what those balances in those accounts were. So that's also something. And these are things that generate really high penalties if you don't follow, right? There are a $10,000 penalty. There are a $25,000 penalty per year if you don't follow these rules. So it's really important, whether you're new here or whether you do business or have business income overseas, for you to consult with a qualified CPA that could guide you. Not all CPAs know about the international taxation or are experts in that. So it's important for you to consult with somebody that has that specialty.
Yes, excellent. Aloysio, do you have a question for?
Yes, it's for Leo. I'm sorry, Leo, but I see that you have a profile to be a good politician, and we need someone that's representative of us all, you know. And based on this, can you prioritize 3 major topics mostly necessary to the full insertion of Brazilian Americans in the local society?
Thanks for the question. I'm not sure about but sorry, Aloysio, I think you got to unmute. If there's any way that I can help the community, I would do. Haven't crossed my mind yet to go on the political side. But to answer your question, okay, three things. I think that, in order for us, for the Brazilian community to be stronger, right? There are many people here. I think there's a big portion of the Brazilian community, and not only the Brazilian community, but this happens in every immigrant group, that due to their immigration status still don't really have a voice. They are living under the shadows. They are afraid to come out and express their opinions. I think that that's something that could possibly, if changed, there could be an increase of new ideas, new things brought on to the table. Another thing that I see that would help the insertion in the American community is for us Brazilians to be educated more, whether it's something simple as mastering the English language so we can communicate and express our ideas, or something such as, going to university, undergraduate, graduate level. I think that the incentives are there, and we should, take benefits to be better educated here in the United States as well, be part of these American institutions. I think it's great that we have a great relationship with Florida Atlantic University. I'm a graduate from there, both bachelor's and my MBA program. Love the school, and I think it's great that we have that relationship with them. And third, I think that as a community, we should be more involved, starting out with, maybe be part of the board of directors of your homeowners association or parent-teacher association. I think that start small, get involved, express our ideas. And I think it's really going to change when us Brazilians not only try to represent our benefits, so benefits for Brazilians, but also for the community itself, for the Americans. Let's bring ideas to the table that's going to help everybody, not just our people. And I think the other cultures and people are going to realize how creative we are, how hardworking we are, and I think that we have a lot to bring onto the table.
Leo, excellent. That's exactly, you got exactly in the point. I think education is so important. As little as do a workshop of business writing, for example. It's so hard for us Latins. We speak a lot, right? So we write a lot too. And I know that the culture here is go directly to the point. Nobody has time to lose, right? So I had to learn this here. It was very hard for me in the beginning. I guess people wouldn't have patience to hear or read all the novel that I would write. Do you agree with this?
I do agree with that. There is that cultural difference. That's also something that, since I deal with a lot of Brazilians at work, and new clients, or whether it's colleagues that are fresh here from Brazil, and there is that difference in culture. Since I was raised here, I'm more direct to the point, get to the point, because not only because time is money, is because we have to be efficient with everything that we do, right? That's part of the American culture. But yes, but I definitely agree. I think that education is key, not only English language or formal education, but like you mentioned, workshops or technical stuff. I think that there's a bunch of stuff out there, a bunch of courses that you can take. A lot of them are free nowadays online, and I think that we need to take benefit of that.
Yeah, with the pandemic, everything came online, so it's even easier. And I never thought, I will have to thank you about that, because I never thought on the other aspect that you said about being on boards and everything. My daughter went to school at a private school here in Boca Raton, St. Andrew School, and I was on the board of Friend of the Arts. And it was interesting because in the beginning, people would come and ask me, for example, if Brazilian Beat, my company, would have a show. Some people that knew me better would come and say, is it family oriented? Is it family friendly? Like, can I take my kid? And I would say, oh, of course, it's very good taste, because you know that Brazilian sometimes has a stigma of like not being family oriented, some of the presentations. And that's what we are known for, is like present something that is good taste. And after that, we did the 5th grade graduation party there at the Yacht Club of Boca Raton. We did birthday parties for kids of 12 years old, 10 years old that would love the colors of Brazil. And then we would customize something where it would have, let's say, a workshop of samba, and then the girls will learn how to dance, and then we would incorporate them in the performance. So there's so many ways for us Brazilians to highlight our culture in a tasteful way and show how many things we can do together to better like bring the two worlds together.
I agree with that 100%. I mean, and getting involved into these groups is key. The American do that, whether it's when you take your kids to go play soccer on a Saturday morning, you're there, you're talking to other parents. So being involved, coaching your kids, that's all part of what Americans do. And I think that us Brazilians immersing in the American culture is something that we need to do more and more of, and talk about our culture and talk about what we can bring onto the table.
And be proud of our culture, our roots.
Exactly.
That's when your daughter was a kid, did you get involved like it was already like that? Like, did you have the opportunity to get more involved? Because one thing.
Oh yes, I was in the volunteer. I went all the summer schools trips and everything. I work in PTA, and it's very nice. When she got to high school, she doesn't like so much, but the elementary and middle school, I was there, and she became a part of the band in some coast, and I travel with her to Memphis, Louisiana. It's very nice. It's very nice. And I believe besides of education, I think knowledge is power. You need to know, you need to connect with your community. And I think this is a big part
I think
of our success.
we are all ambassadors of Brazil outside. So, for example, my daughter, she's a figure skater. She won her first gold medal doing samba on ice. So I choreographed with her coach, and I brought the costume I made specially for her since I have a company, and was her first gold medal. So the music was the Rio, the how's Rio Samba in Rio? How's the name of that music? That had the cartoon, and everyone knew, everyone was clapping, and getting involved. I think that we have such a rich culture that it's really something that we all have to be able to represent here. Aloysio, you are also on the board of Rotary Club, and am I right? I heard that you would be the next president. I don't know. Rotary Club has this program, right, to send abroad and make this interchange between cultures. Can you tell something about that, or?
Yes, I have been a Rotarian for many, many years, since New York, where I was president of my local club as well. I joined the local club about a year ago, which is a small club, but it's very active and with good people. Yes, the Rotary Club, I believe it still is the largest organization devoted to education and the provider of a large number of scholarships, maybe the number one worldwide. This is kind of thing that can be discussed, I would say, between BBG and the Rotary Club. And the Rotary Club that we have here is an experience. It's not the only one, but it's one of the few experiences in the world of Rotaries caring for the minority groups. And Rotary is investing on this, and I think it's doing well. Of course, it's something that has to be judged in the long run, but I believe in the perspectives and the possibilities.
Okay, so definitely something there for you to maybe look into and make some partnerships. Douglas Heiser used to be the
Yes. Also, we have the Boca West is in Portuguese, and also we have Toastmasters in Boca Raton in Portuguese.
Yeah, although Toastmasters.
So when I was in Toastmasters, they have also we have to do speeches in English. So a lot of people go to Toastmasters in Portuguese because they want to learn Portuguese there. So I think this is amazing. So we have to work together with these institutions to make us strong.
Sure. Aloysio, you wanted to comment something?
No. I just was going to make it a little observation when she mentioned, Elizabeth mentioned Toastmaster because of the purpose of the clubs. But I should have let her finish her speech because she explained the whole thing very well. Thank you.
Okay, so I think we're done for today. Anyone have anything that would like to add?
Yes, I want to remember everyone. We're going to have our luncheon celebration in November 6th in Shima.
In 2 days, I will be there.
Yeah, of course we will. We're going to prepare a big show for us for Brazilian Beat, right? So, and it's going to be amazing. We're going to invite our members to tell stories about BBG. And we have a lot of stories to tell. And we have a lot to contribute to our community. So I invite everyone to join us and join to BBG.
Yeah, we will leave the website so that everyone that would like to attend can get in BBG's website and get all the specifics and how to.
I can send you the link to buy them.
No, I mean the Brazilian Business Group, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you, Aloysio. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Obrigada.
Obrigada. So this is the end of our show. We will always be back on the first Thursday of each month with a subject of interest to our Brazilian and Hispanic communities in South Florida. Thank you so much for being here with us, and good luck with, like, as president and vice president. I'm sure that you're gonna bring a lot of fresh air and new ideas. You are always already doing a great job. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you here. Bye, Aloysio. Thank you for co-hosting.
Thank you.